Welcome back, everybody. We're actually come up here. I kind of bailed off of work early today and ran up this afternoon. I want to look at this draw behind me. I found it a few weeks ago. I was up here doing a little bit of prospecting and ran into this draw. I'd never been down it before, and the main reason I was looking at this draw was an old mine map shows a tunnel down here leading into another mine. I looked all over and I don't think that's really correct. I looked all over and I couldn't find any remnants of it. I kind of think it was just a proposed tunnel that they were going to dig and never got around to it, but in the process I found this draw. It's been mined out pretty heavily. Up above here there's a pretty large hard rock mine, lode mine that operated way back at the turn of the last century, and then they mined this draw out below it. And I'm not sure which came first, the hard rock mine or this placer operation, but down here just a little ways I found something really interesting, and I want to take you guys along and show you. We're going to do a little metal detecting. I've never had a lot of luck in this country metal detecting in this what we're about to get into, but I'm hoping today's the day. This looks pretty promising down in here, so let's go down in this draw. Normally I think you could drive a little further, but I don't have a chainsaw with me today. Even though I knew this was here, I forgot the chainsaw, just like I forgot the hard hats. Anyway, let's go take a look at this.
Daddy, come over here. It's easier.
Blowing, sis. You can see right here, we're not too far down from where we parked. This is bedrock right here in the bottom of this creek bed. The old miners, you know, they pretty well washed this out, but they didn't have metal detectors. You can see all the quartz down there in the bottom. So we're going to go down just a little further and start metal detecting where there's even more of this exposed bedrock. Lots of quartz. See, another draw meets up right here with it. And that lode mine that's above us, the vein comes right across the top of the hill. So I'm hoping there's something down in here. Obviously there was something because the old timers come in here and placer mine this. There's just quartz everywhere in here. Down here a little further. I'm going to break out the metal detector. The last time I was in here a couple weeks ago, there was still some water running through here. I was kind of hoping it was still so we could pan a little bit of this, but see this is just all bedrock right here. So I think I'm going to get the metal detector out, see what we can find right in here. When I come down here a couple weeks ago, that road we just came down, my wife kept saying, "This is not a road. This is not a road." I just kept plugging along, and we finally made it down in here. But I was starting to think she was right there for a little bit. It was looking worse and worse as the further we went down in here. There's something there already.
Serious?
Square nail. Well, we walked down about a third of a mile below where we were digging, and just no real water to do any panning. So, and I forgot my sample bags, so this was a quick trip. Like I said, this is just a quick trip after work. Didn't have a whole lot of time to spend up here, but lots of interesting geology. And here's a few pictures of rocks I found last time I was up here, further down the canyon, about another half mile from where I'm at. I don't think I'd ever seen limestone encased in basalt like this. Really interesting, at least to me. So we're on our way over to our destination. I thought I'd stop by this mine real quick and take you back underground for a minute, if it looks safe. I was back in here a few weeks ago and looked at this. Now, there's something kind of funny. I'll try and get this on camera here. So I come up and looked at this a couple weeks ago, and I've been in here a few times and looked at this, and I've never went back there till a couple weeks ago, because I'm not sure that's showing up to the naked eye or on the camera, but you can see that when I shine a light back there. It looks like two beady eyes looking back at you. And I thought for sure there was either bear or cougar looking back at me. I mean, these timbers here are just local trees. I'm not even sure they're tamarack. They're not tamarack. So, you know, I don't know how many years ago these were put in. Not a terrible long time ago, but I've looked in this thing a couple times, and each time I turned back because I couldn't figure out what the heck that was. This little pack rat nest.
Wow.
Or a bird nest. I'm not sure what that is.
I would say a
Kind of an echo to it, doesn't it? Had the camera zoomed in there. Now we're not zoomed.
Do you want me to try my light?
Yeah, you can shine your light too.
It is sign.
You can see there's still some track in here. This first part of this tunnel is about 7-8 foot tall, but then you get back in here and it drops down to about 5.5 foot tall. This back in here is very solid rock. It's got quite an echo to it. And I was hoping this was going to lead to a lot more workings, because this is right next to a mine that's fairly large. But if I remember right, this just comes back here in dead ends. You can tell some of this was actual rail, and some of it was board, and probably used to have metal strapped on top of it. And what they were after back, I think they were trying to cross-cut a vein that's further up on this hill, but from the looks of things, I don't think they ever hit it. You can see this is just a block of wood with a couple old reflectors on it. Little pieces of reflectors left. It's a good, pretty cool idea to keep people out of your tunnel. Boy, this thing has an echo. There's the old plate they used to use probably for mucking. Right here it's only about 5 foot tall. And right here it's about 6 foot tall. You can see their drill holes. Nice and cool back here. Like I said, even back here at the face, I don't really see what they were after. There's some rust stain coming down. And right above me, are right above us. Got the Torps in with me. They did quite a bit of excavating, but it looks like that was in more recent years with a dozer or hoe or something. But this goes back in maybe 100, well, maybe 200 feet. See those things? Those are pretty neat looking, aren't they?
Yeah. Can we get one?
No, you gotta leave those alone. You can touch one if you want. They usually just feel pretty slimy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get out of here and go back to doing what we come up here to do. You'll have to excuse these guys with no hard hats because we walked off at the house and left them sitting there. But this tunnel, pretty solid. The only part I even have a slight worry about is the very entrance of it. Here's some of the metal that would have been on top of those boards. In fact, that is all that track that way? I thought some of this was actually metal. Yeah, these ones up here are metal. It's tracks for ore carts. That's what they hauled the dirt out in, or the rock out in. A little bit of moisture seeping in here and there. Country rock they're digging through is, the old reports call it slate. I think it's more argillite than slate. Right here, right where we crossed, the echo completely disappears. You can tell it's a lot softer rock out here. Well, that's about all we had time for today. Just thought we'd take a little adventure after work and run up here and maybe do a little metal detecting. We found some iron treasures, some nails. This thing, I have no idea what it is. This, maybe a button, I'm not really sure. Found some little nails off of somebody's shoe, but my helper, I think, dropped them. And the kids found some treasures, some feathers. Anyway, that's about all we had for today. Thanks for coming along on our little adventure. We may come back to this spot and do some more exploring a little later. Remember some sample bags so we can get our material down to some water. So thanks for watching, subscribing, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Did I happen to mention we have hats for sale? Email me, and I think these are, we still got a few left, so to help support the channel, they're 24 bucks a pop, shipped to your door. We've got the dad hats and then these mesh trucker hats. So shoot an email, link in the description below.